There's been trials and tribulations. You know I've had my share, but I've climbed.
All right, you're looking at a clip from Disney's The Princess and the Frog. The star of this 2009 animated film is a princess named Tiana, and a ride based on the character, Disney's first black princess, by the way, opens later this month at Florida's Disney World. It will replace the decades-old Splash Mountain attraction, which was based on a 1946 film that was widely criticized for its insulting portrayal of black Americans. Tokyo Disneyland is also home to a Splash Mountain ride, but the theme in that location is not changing. CNN's Natasha Chen joins us live now with more from LA. So Natasha, the move here by Disney has been quite controversial because it strikes right at the heart of America's culture wars, especially in Florida. Take us through it.
Yeah, Zane, the Disney company has been embroiled in these culture wars over the last few years, especially pitting itself against the Florida governor. Now, if we backtrack 4 years to the height of the pandemic and the death of George Floyd and the protests all around that, that is approximately when Disney announced that this ride would be changed in theme. Now, the company has said that they had been working on retheming Splash Mountain for quite some time, but the announcement came at that moment of real racial reckoning in the United States. So you can imagine the online vitriol that happened in the wake of that announcement over the last few years, people trying to sign petitions to save Splash Mountain. But to give you some context, the original ride was very beloved for decades, but harshly criticized because the characters and song were based on a 1946 movie called Song of the South, with stereotypical portrayals of African Americans, a romanticized view of the post-Civil War South, so problematic that Disney has kept that movie from being re-released. Now, the new ride, of course, is based on Princess and the Frog, the first black princess that Disney created. Here is a podcast host who got to experience the ride last week as a guest of an employee, describing this moment in the culture wars.
This is kind of a culmination, a 4-year culmination of the whole build-up of the culture war surrounding Disney that kind of began in 2020. And with this attraction, you know, a couple of years from now or a decade from now, people are just going to go on this ride. They're going to say it's a great ride. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to enjoy the drop, enjoy the music, all that sort of stuff. And they're not going to remember all the build-up to this attraction as much.
Imagine how much farther we can go beyond this as far as positive representation. Me personally, I think it just gives a lot of hope as far as how far we've come as a community and what we can continue to do beyond this.
That's Victoria Wade there. She's a theme park content creator who got to also experience the ride last week. She told me she got very emotional, especially toward the end when Tiana invites everyone to this big celebration. She just felt it was so inclusive and such a positive representation of African Americans. Finally, she said, feeling seen in the Disney parks, Zane.
And that's why it makes sense that they changed the ride here in the US. But what's interesting is that they're not changing the ride in Japan. Why is that?
Well, Zane, they never really explained why that was happening in the U.S., but not in Tokyo. I will say that the Tokyo Disney Resort is owned by a third party, the Oriental Land Company, and so any decisions made at that resort may go through a different process compared to any other Disney park in the world, which is outright owned by Disney. So we will wait to see if anything happens in Tokyo, but so far, no announcement of changes to that ride there.
Right, Natasha Chen live for us there. Thank you so much.